This next one is going to be Krusty Krushers versus Moldy Milkers. So last week, Moldy Milkers had quite a struggle. They lost both their matches. They did get a map off of AI, however, they weren't able to get a map off of Blazing Magi. Today, they're going to be playing against Krusty Krushers. Krusty Krushers, on the other hand, are coming off a week where they went 2-0, I believe, with 2-3-0s. They kind of cooked in their opening week. Let's see if the hype is for real here. We're going to be starting on a death match. Yeah, we'll be starting on a death match. Let me go make sure of one thing real quick. Yep, and yep. Okay, sounds good. So, the teams are here. They're ready to go. And we will start this one right now. Okay. So, Moldy Milkers, see if they can do something here against this Krusty Crusher squad. This Krusty Crusher squad, on the other hand, has been dominant force to be reckoned with in the first week. As I said before, they didn't even drop a map in that first week. So we'll see if Moldy Milkers can put something together here. They are on deathmatch to start. Could be a good sign for them. Okay. So I did I rolled into Temple. I re-roll. I'm gonna try to re-roll them when I start the thing, but so we get some death matches as first maps, and it happened to happen this time around. So if it doesn't go into deathmatch, though, I will just go back to whatever the previous map was landed on. If that makes sense. Wow. They do have a Rhine. That is crazy pickup here for an already dominant Krusty Crusher squad. And Sojourn just putting in so much work here. Having a Rhine to add to this comp is insane. Moldy Milkers doing their best, but oh boy. This squad is one tough nut to crack. They are kind of just dominating at the moment. Hanzo does find Mercy, but that's gonna be it. This is looking like a massacre already. Krusty Crusher's looking like a force of nature here. In the 5v5 format. Sojourn gonna find Brig. Good, gonna find Sim, and my oh my, this is just pure dominance coming through here. 15-1. Moldy Milkers aren't even making this one look close. Reaper gonna find, and wow, this is just the continual power we have seen from this team. Ryan finding a bunch of kills there. 20-1 is a crazy scoreline. This deathmatch just not even close so far. Moldy Milkers not putting up much of a fight. Birdhog does get the hook on that Orisa. He's going to continue pushing her back to Shatter. Going to be huge here from that Krusty Crusher's Rhine. And having a Rhine with this hog just makes this even better here. But they do have the Orisa, so a very decent tank, but just not putting it together here. Sojourn able to find that Hanzo. Ryan coming in, but he's gonna fall. Reaper wasting the ultimate a bit here. Brig gonna go down. Dragon Strike going to get a few here, and man, this is just Krusty Crushers all the way, but a little bit of a fight put up here. by Moldy Milkers, so they won't be completely shut out, but man, it's just not even close right now. It was a good Dragon Strike and stuff, but right now I'm just not impressed. Mercy gonna immediately risk that, taking a kill away from the team already struggling for kills, and Sojourn gonna turn that on the Hanzo. This is looking like pure domination coming out from Krusty Krushers here. And oh my word, 32-10. Mercy gonna try to keep alive the Rhine. They do pick up another kill, but Brig's gonna go down to this pin, and man, this is just sad to watch here on this deathmatch. Moldy Milkers are getting kind of washed. Rhine cleaving through this team like a mad lad. Sojourn gonna get quite a few kills here. Sojourn against this Orisa. She is gonna go down, so Orisa doing some work here for Moldy Milkers, but man, it's just hard to watch. Krusty Krushers, one of our most dominant teams we have this season. Really proven to us why here on this deathmatch. There are some kills occasionally going the way of Moldy Milkers, but Krusty Krushers are just so good this season. Sojourn gonna go down. Alright. Maybe we can get something started here for Moldy Milkers. Got Reaper fighting over here. I'm sorry, I'm missing all these fights. He's fighting this hog. Ryan getting very low though. So here we go. Maybe a little bit of something. Okay, Reaper not gonna live very long. The Dragon Strike is huge. It's gonna get Mercy. Oh, not gonna get Mercy, so Mercy barely finding her way out of there. She's gonna pop that ult and get punished for it by the Hanzo. There are some kills going Moldy Milker's way, but I just think it's too little too late. Rush Hour came out to such, or yeah, not Rush Hour. Krusty Krushers came out to such a strong lead. I'm just saying that because there's Ryan. Such a strong lead that I don't think it's going to be possible. Yep, so Roadhog going to clean up the final kill, and Krusty Krushers are going to go up 1-0 in this one. Pretty dominant looking here on Temple, so let's see what the next map is that we roll into. But man, it's just going to be tough to get into this one as Moldy Milkers. Reinhog was excellent. Oh, we cannot have that map. Oh shoot, chat. I forgot about something. Okay, let me do this, because this will take that map off the docket. Let me go to presets. Let me go to AI League. And now it should be all the AI League matches. Okay, so I'm going to do another death match. So 2 death matches in this one. Might make this one go a little quicker. When I clicked all, I didn't expect it to. I forgot that includes literally every map. But AI League are the legal maps. Green screen is not a legal map for Overbot Season 3. Okay. However, deathmatch maps are, so it will be on a deathmatch. Team deathmatch. Mercy getting in kind of alone here. Be one of those possible picks here for Moldy Milkers. They aren't going to find it, though. Sojourn looking for this Brig. She will find that kill, though. Good start here for Krusty Krushers again. They are going to find 2 right off the rip. And having that double hog is just insult to injury here for the side of Moldy Milkers. Just such a dominant tank, and having 2 of them is like brutal. Brig going to get hooked in. She's going to go down. Hounds are getting very low. He'll fall. Queen's also going to fall. So 8-0. Krusty Krushers already out to another dominant start on Hanamura. And they're going to find 2 more here fairly quickly, it seems. As Reaper not going to put up much of a fight there. Sim on low ground. I don't think she's going to put too much into it. She's going to come up, but just going to fall to the Sojourn. And oh boy, this is looking like a very strong start here. Krusty Krushers, very strong. I'm still going to find 1, but that's just not going to be enough to turn this on its head, I don't think. Oh, Roadhog's going to go down. Okay. So something started here. 3 picks coming the way of Moldy Milkers. I'll make that 4 as they are going to try to chase down this last remaining hog. He is close to this ult, though. They got to be worried about that one. Especially in the small room. He is going to pop it. However, they do finish him off before he can get any value. So now they're only down 6 kills. Symmetra going to get hooked by this other hog. Comes the Sojourn ult. She is going kind of deep, though. She does get punished, so they do cancel another ult. And 8 to 11. 9 to 11. And Queen gonna pop her ultimate. So actually, Moldy Milkers are back into this one. Krusty Krushers looking a little bit on the back foot here. Suddenly, okay, this is interesting. Moldy Milkers up 12 to 11. Going to go after this hog. Can they get the pick? They do. So Moldy Milkers suddenly turning this one around a little bit. They are looking a lot stronger now. Hogs might fall here. Could he go down? No, he won't. So he will get out of there alive. Gonna chase him down a little bit, but not gonna find the kill. The rest of Moldy Milkers are in this small room, though, with that Mercy, and Mercy's not long for this world. Brig on this hog, fighting 1v1. Moira gonna pop the coal. Could bring down this Brig. She will help bring down the Brig with the Roadhog. Hog going to be able to remove a threat, and here we go. Moldy Milkers going to drop a few members here, and that is going to result in another lead change as Krusty Krushers do come out with the lead again. Who's that Pokemon?
Hey Josh.
Hey Logan. Welcome in.
D&D today?
Yeah, it got canceled. I'm in the middle of doing overbots. It got canceled because so many people couldn't make it, and then Nehemiah has to go hang out with his mom, so we just kind of canceled it. Your team already played their first match. So.
Did they win or no?
Yeah, they won. 3-1.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, baby.
Alright.
Alright,
Not gonna be.
I'm gonna go. I need to go home. I'm gonna make dinner. I'm hungry.
Alright.
I have a lot of cleaning to do. But I was like, damn it, we didn't do D&D today, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, they had 3 fucking people quit. So they were like, hey Logan, can you work Sunday? I'm like, I'm not allowed to say no. And they're like, yep. And I'm like, okay. At least it's the earliest shift I can get off.
Yeah.
So.
Oh well.
Alright, I'm probably not going to be on tonight. I'm going to do a lot of cleaning. Yep. Can't wait to see you all tomorrow. That'll be fun.
Yep. See you then.
Yeah, bye!
Bye.
Oh, I can't really hang up and film at a stoplight. Look. There we go.
Alright, bro got me demonetized. Came in here to drop a few F-bombs for us. And now he's gone. So, there goes the monetization on this video. As I don't edit these. Okay. Roadhog going in. Gonna win this 1v1 with the Queen. We did see a little bit of a comeback attempt from Moldy Milkers, but once again, it's just so hard to overcome this team. Brig gonna take out the Mercy. Moira getting very low here. Can Sim deal with this? No, she's distracted by the Sojourn. Oh, Moira just kiting this out, and eventually Sojourn's gonna find a kill on the back and get the Sim afterwards. So Moldy Milker's just struggling here for anything, and eventually Krusty Krusher's gonna firmly take the lead again here. They're gonna go up more than likely 2-0 in this one, doing a very good job keeping themselves in. Mercy gonna find a res in all the chaos, and this is just going from bad to worse here for the side of Moldy Milkers. Only 4 kills remain here, and this will be a 2-0 series. Queen does have that ult. She is going to find one, but that's probably just going to end up getting rezzed, if I had to guess. Nope, Mercy not going to go for it, so at least that kill will stay on the board for you if you are Moldy Milkers. However, this Roadhog has so much health to get through. Gonna find him. But only 3 kills necessary here for Krusty Krushers to take this 2-0 lead. Moira gonna find one, only 2 left. The ult gets absolutely shut down by Hog. And now all they need is 1 kill left to secure the series. I think that Sim might be it. Maybe not. Maybe it would be Reaper. It will be Sim. So a headshot from Soj to end it. And that is a 2-0 lead for Krusty Krushers, headed into map 3. And we'll be going to Rialto, so more than likely, Rialto will be the last map in this series. Moldy Milker's already down in a 2-0 hole. Has been a rough season for them so far. They've only won one map. It was against AI. However, every team they've gone up against so far has kind of throttled them. It's been a rough season indeed. My team might be in a similar spot as them. So we have had some rough matches in this third season. Of course, I guess I only had one rough match. It was against the same squad they are currently struggling against. They will have the Hog this time around, so that is going to be a much better choice here. Hog Mir. However, the other side is going to get a Ramatra. It's a pretty powerful second tank. We will see if Moldy Milkers can get anything started here. I'd be very interested to see if they can at least get a map or something off Krusty Krushers. Show us some sign of life here. Brig gonna go down. Moira gonna be able to be picked off, so a little bit of something started here for Moldy Milkers. They just need to find the Mercy. Mercy gonna get the res though, and that's just gonna be it. So starting this full hold strong here with a fight win. Have all the members of Krusty Krushers still alive here because of that res. Sojourn gonna get herself picked off there. Mercy, is she gonna go for a res in the spawn? Okay, so no, Mercy will eventually back out here. Just getting slapped around by this Brig. She isn't getting focused too heavily though. Oh, Moira's gonna be the next to fall. Mercy res coming through, but man, that's just a waste of a res, as Moira gonna be the last thing alive, and eventually Moldy Milkers will be able to start pushing this thing. Have to see. Obviously, Krusty Krushers are a very strong team to have to contend with for basically anyone in this league. I think they'll be able to stand up against mostly everyone with the Sojourn Roadhog combination. Mercy and Moira do provide a lot of healing too. We will see here, though, if they can make anything happen. So a hook coming out from this Roadhog. Does he find this Mercy? He will find the Mercy, so a much-needed pick for Moldy Milkers here. Fortunately for them, though, their Hog will eventually fall. The sustain of this Moira really doing wonders to keep this team up. Ramatra going to go down to Hanzo's spam. So it's looking like we could see this fight turn around a little bit here. However, that Sojourn is going to come out. Moira's getting very low. She's going to fall to Hanzo. Wall's going to protect the Sim from the spam. And suddenly, some picks coming back here for Moldy Milkers. And they're going to start pushing this thing. So, Moldy Milkers will get this payload moving here on Krusty Krushers. They are down 2-0 in the series. But if you can grab a map here, you'll feel a little bit better about your team. Roadhog at the front line is going to be a good mirror for you. Gonna have so much damage coming through. Can Roadhog get anything started? So they will pop the Hog ult. Not gonna get too much value. Sojourn gonna find the Sim. So a great start for that Sim. Hog gonna find one, but man, this is just lights out from Krusty Krushers. They are pretty dominant here. So Hanzo able to find the Sojourn on the back line. That's a pretty good pick. However, Hanzo's going to fall. And the respawns will start coming here for Moldy Milkers. See if they can get anything started, though. No, so they will just back away. So this team went from the number... Ooh, a huge Dragon Strike. Actually not going to be able to find any kills, but it did a lot of damage to that ROM. Unfortunately, though, he is still very much alive. Brig very low. Very low. They do have that Mauga now. Somehow Brig lives. Tank 2 going Mauga. Gonna come out and get the kill on the Hog. And gonna see them start pushing here. So they do have a Mauga instead of the Hog. See how that works out for them. Do eventually break that spawn hold by Krusty Krushers. Gonna see Azaria on the opposite side. I don't believe she should mess with any of the ults. So you at least gotta feel fine about that if you're Krusty Krushers. Even though she will not use her own ult. Roadhog getting in fairly deep. He is getting surrounded by a lot of DPS. The Death Blossom comes through, is gonna find that Mercy. So a good push here from Moldy Milkers. They're gonna start pushing this thing again. Done an excellent job so far, despite a team that we have seen dominate some other squads. Are going to get 3 on this cart now. They are pushing. Let's see if we get another contest here. I think we will get one more contest if we're Krusty Krushers. Symmetra is getting in very deep for some reason. Will cost her life, unfortunately. Moira going to get very low, but she's not going to go down quite yet. Okay, so she does go down, but Mercy's going to grab that res. Mercy will get felled by the Reaper. But if you are Krusty Krushers, you don't feel too bad about that, as you are up quite a few numbers in this fight. It is a 4v2 on point. That'll probably just be it for now. To see, though, it's taking a little bit of time to get rid of these two. Which is probably a bad thing if you're... Okay, so no, eventually they will fall. We will have to see a regroup here. Not exactly the greatest thing for Moldy Milkers to stagger out that long on the deaths. But maybe they can come back in here. They're going to have some ultimates online. However, the other side is going to have a few of their own. See if this Symmetra Wall or Hanzo Dragon Strike can claim any well, help to claim it lives. Going to waste that bubble a little bit. Does get used on the Moira before she fades. Here comes the Dragon Strike. Going to find a little bit of purchase here. Mercy's going to go down. Moira could be next to fall here. She is. So, Moldy Milkers making something happen, but they're trading, which is not what you want to see here if you are Moldy Milkers. You do want to be winning this pretty handily. Roadhog getting low, but he's not going to fall, and Mauga's going to be the last one on cart, and he is probably going to go down. He does actually find the Roadhog, surprisingly, but he's going to fall to Soj, and Roadhog is going to get rezzed, so that is just where the point will end here for Moldy Milkers. Krusty Krushers know what they have to do to secure the 3-0 now. And it is looking much like an impossible, almost impossible task here, as they're not going to touch. So that is where the payload will end. Pretty much right at the end of this second checkpoint. Going to have to put in a lot of work here if you are Moldy Milkers to win this one, but it is possible. We've seen crazier things happen in Overbots. Of course, the team disparity does seem to be there this season. Moldy Milkers have seemed to struggle a bit in Season 3. Having that second to last pick in the draft is a rough spot to come from. Them and AI are both struggling this season after winning last. Both squads have been down and out so far. Of course, AI was randomized draft. I think I could have done a better job drafting for them if I didn't roll a dice to determine what they grabbed, but I did roll a dice somewhat fairly. I gave them a few options that I believed could be like the respectable choices in their picks, and came out with that AI squad who did in fact beat this Moldy Milker squad. So ended up with a triple tank roster. Of course, that last pick belonging to Sigma, as he is one of the worst heroes in the game, but when sometimes a tanky body, I think, is worth taking over some of the better DPS bots or better support bots if those bots aren't doing their job properly. Like Sombra, for instance, I would take Sigma over Sombra, as I did last season. Okay. Here we go. So, Brig going to be taken down immediately here. Krushers, great job of dispatching that support immediately. Sim and Hanzo going to be quick to fall after, and this is looking like a good start here for the side of Krusty Krushers. They have been excellent this season. I can't wait to see them getting challenged by a squad like Rush Hour. That matchup is going to be a fun one to watch. I believe those are, by and large, probably our best two rosters, and they're both running double support. Thinking that might be the future of Overbots for future seasons, as the two supports work a lot better than one support in 5v5, because your team gets a lot more sustain in this game mode than 4v4. So damage isn't quite, apparently it's not quite as important as it was in 4v4, surprisingly. However, right here, Moldy Milker's doing a good job at fighting. Despite being down a few members, they are going to be able to win this one. At first, they were down, I think. So a little bit of a hold coming in here for Moldy Milkers. Don't know how quickly their respawns are going to get back here, though. Mercy going in all alone, that could be bad. That is bad, in fact. She does go down, so not the greatest play from Mercy. We're going to be able to take out that Roadhog. Hanzo able to take out the Soj, so looking a little bit sketchy here for Krusty Krushers. Usually a fairly dominant team, but right now struggling a little bit against Moldy Milkers on Rialto. 2 minutes off the clock, and they still haven't taken this first checkpoint. Be a little bit concerning here. It's that Malga pick. It's looking stronger and stronger here for Moldy Milkers. Hanzo probably going to drop here. He does. Roadhog getting pretty low, but Mercy's going to help to keep him alive. Malga popping this second heart. The Roadhog ult was pretty massive, but not able to find any kills off of it. Moira going very low. She will survive. Nope, she won't. Here comes the Mercy ult. Mercy backing off, giving a wide berth. And actually, Moldy Milkers holding strong here on Rialto. They're doing a great job so far. Does Mercy find this res? Mercy's like actually kind of flying. However, the sim turrets do eventually get to her. So Moldy Milkers, alright. Forget what I said about damage not being the play. Here on Rialto, on this point, it's looking like the play so far. Krusty Krushers, on the other hand, they only have a minute to push this thing. We have plenty of ults to work with if you're Moldy Milkers, so maybe a chance to take a map off this Krusty Crusher squad. Sim going in very deep. She might go down here. However, the Dragon Strike is pretty massive. Going to find this Mercy, so a good Dragon Strike by the Hanzo. Reaper going to pop that Wraith form. Death Blossom does come through. It's not going to find too much value. I think it did find a little bit of damage on that Roadhog, but oop, going to find the Moira, so Reaper and Malga working together. Take out another support. Here comes a massive cage. Does Malga live through it? He will. So this is probably going to be where Krusty Krushers get stopped, and we're actually going to see a map coming in through for Moldy Milkers. So excellent hold by them. I think we're going to see a map by them anyways. It really depends on how these last pushes go. Sim setting up some great turret placements. Looking like it's going to result here. Malga going to get a big slam on that Moira. Going to finish her off. Only 12 seconds on the clock here, and Moldy Milkers are going to take a map. So after the two deathmatch maps fall the way of Krusty Krushers, it's looking like this final one is in fact going to be a Moldy Milkers victory. So good on them. I'm proud of this squad. They will find a win here on Rialto. See where they go from here. They're going to have to find a few more maps if they want to claw their way back into this series. Sorry for slurring my words a little bit. I am tired. As per the normal around here. See what we get next. So Route 66. We can play on this one. It is now a 2-1 series. Going to another escort. Moldy Milkers. Searching for a way back into this series. That Malga pick was excellent on Rialto. It did result in them ending up with a map in the series so far. Krusty Krushers, on the other hand, that Zarya pick didn't seem to help them too much. Moldy Milkers finding a way back into the series is it's gonna be all about finding these kills. Double hog coming out again. That is not something you want to see. And on their side, they're going to have, unfortunately, they're going to have Zarya. And Zarya is going to shut down so many of their ultimates because it's going to shut down the Zarya ultimate. It's going to shut down that Hanzo ultimate. I believe Reaper will still ult without that, or with that Sim, or with the Zarya, I mean. So at least you'll have the Reaper ultimate, but 2 ultimates are going to get shut down here. It's not what you want to see. So Zarya, probably the last tank you want to see if you're Moldy Milkers. Almost wonder if that last slot, maybe you should just go with the DPS and just fully send it. But we'll see. We'll see if this works out regardless, because they do have a Reaper bubble situation, which is pretty good. Or a bubble on any of these heroes could be pretty impactful here. Mercy going to go down first, so Moldy Milkers off to a pretty quick start. Not going to find too much more here, though. Symmetra going to find that hog, so there's something at least. It's a 3v3 on cart. Sojourn getting very low. However, she will trade out Hanzo. Only 2 on cart remaining for Krusty Krushers, and the respawn advantage should favor Moldy Milkers, but if they don't get back in here, could see the rest of the picks coming back. So, the 2 are getting kind of corralled. Moira getting very low. She's going to fall. However, Brig also going to fall because just kind of let him get in the back line. Mercy not quite finding the res. Roadhog going to get hounded here. So they do find the res on the Moira in the back line. Not exactly ideal. However, Moira probably not long for this world. Neither is Mercy. So even though they get the res, it doesn't actually help Krusty Krushers too much. However, Sojourn picking off kills does. Also going to receive that bubble to keep him alive. Brig also going to receive a bubble to keep her alive, but oh boy. Wow. Okay, so Moldy Milkers really just trying to push a little bit on Route 66 isn't really working because these 3 on cart are just so durable. Gonna grab that bubble, but not gonna matter. Oh my word, it's hard to push. This double hog. Quite a pain to deal with here for Moldy Milkers. They are gonna swap to Sigma, oh boy. So not a great swap either coming out. Go from Zarya, probably one of the worst tanks. I mean, not like in the neutral she's pretty good, but when she gets her ult and stuff, ultimates start becoming a factor in fights, that's when things go south. But Sigma, tried and true, one of the worst tanks in Overbots. Gonna be even harder to win now unless the shield is absolutely amazing. This shield placement and stuff. Roadhog does have that ult, however, he's not really using it. Can he find some kills? Can he find some boops? Kind of want to see it. Oh, he could get so many kills right now if he just went around that corner. He could have booped them all off, I swear. Sim gonna live. Krusty Krushers just doing an excellent job full holding this thing. By the way, there has been 9.16 meters gained by Moldy Milkers. This Route 66 has been the exact opposite of Rialto, as Route 66 is being fully dominated by this Krusty Krushers team. Sigma, not exactly the greatest choice here. So he will eventually fall to the Sojourn, and this is just getting ugly here for Moldy Milkers. Krusty Krushers looking like a top squad to beat. Gonna be hard to dethrone this one. Alright, Sigma gonna come out of the spawn. Roadhog hooking absolutely nothing. However, gonna find some kills. And oh my word, Moldy Milkers. This is a bad showing if I've ever seen it. Not gonna find much of anything here. The respawns are here, but do they get it touched? Can they even touch this thing? Hanzo looking for it. Can he get the touch? He does grab the touch. Moira gonna be the first to fall, but rezzed immediately. And oh boy, no touches coming through here. That's just going to be where the payload ends. So 9.16 meters. That's got to be the most dominant hold we've ever seen in Overbot's history. I'm calling it right now. That has to be the best Route 66 we've ever seen from a squad on defense. That has to be the shortest distance pushed. I bet in an actual Overwatch match, it's literally 0.00 meters because teams have gone for draws before on this map in like competitive and stuff to prevent cheaters from winning. But when it comes to Overbots, we have never seen a hold that dominant coming out from a squad. So Krusty Krushers looking like a full beast this season. Last season they had a championship hangover. However, season 3 they are looking like a whole new beast, as Moldy Milkers are getting cremated on this Route 66. Of course, Moldy Milkers did manage to pick up a map in this series, so not a total loss for them here. Despite playing this really strong Krusty Krusher squad, they were able to get at least a map, so you gotta feel good about that one. If you are Moldy Milkers, you're just looking at a few things to change, and maybe your lineup could be one of the top dogs in Overbots, but on the other side, Krusty Krushers, they don't look like they need to change a dang thing. They need the rest of the league to adapt to them. They are in a golden position to take Overbots Season 3. As far as I'm concerned, this team is looking primed and ready to go. I can't remember if I put this team as my number 1 overall in my power rankings or my number 2 behind Rush Hour. I think I put them as my number 2 behind Rush Hour, but I think it is very close between those two teams. I do believe we will see that matchup later today, so look out for that one, or later this week. A little bit of a hold coming in here from Moldy Milkers, so not a terrible start, but I think it's just going to be over as long as like 1 or 2 more picks come in, and this will be a 3-1 series. Moldy Milkers put up a little bit of a fight here on these last, or on the last map, not this one. This one they got demolished, but not able to do too much here. So the double Roadhog, brutal display. 9.16 meters is a crazy low score. Krusty Krusher's gonna pull this one away, and that is a good start for them this week. They are going to be, they did drop a map, so Moldy Milkers have that to look at and say, hey, we did better than some teams against this squad. Anyways, gonna head into our next match after this one. Thank you for watching.